Now, isn't this just a beautiful sight? If you've been in the trading card game hobby long enough, then you've likely amassed a large collection of loose cards not currently in decks. In most communities, this collection is often referred to as bulk, with its name coming from the fact that it makes up the majority, or bulk, of most players' collections. With bulk cards simultaneously being seen as a staple of trading cards as a medium, yet maligned by players. It's primarily due to cards being perceived as being of lesser value due to the cards being of low power in gameplay, or not commanding as high a price on the secondary market. This ultimately leads to most players believing bulk as a problem to be solved rather than something to be appreciated. I would argue, however, that it doesn't have to be this way, that there is no such thing as a worthless card, that every card from the most unplayable to the most broken and format warping all deserve a spot in many a fan's collection. To me, these both have the exact same value. Sure, one is more monetarily expensive than the other, but as they are both the same. Neither of them are currently in any decks of mine, and as such the gameplay value from the both of them is purely theoretical. Despite the gameplay value of these cards being individually quite low to me, I still cherish them due to the artistic merits that they both provide. I consider each card to be its own miniature art print, and will often take time just to admire them as one may do with a painting. As such, instead of viewing a box of bulk as 2,000 random cards as somehow managed, I think of it as 2,000 pieces of individual artwork, each with its own mechanical flair attached. Even if you ignore the art and history of the card, in a trading card game hobby it is still very common to have cards which in any other medium would be heralded as masterpieces of game design go overlooked in a very power-focused culture, in which pieces that don't offer the most explosive acts of gameplay are quite literally treated as being of lesser value. Flowstone Infusion is a prime example of this. Its low power level makes it irrelevant in pretty much all constructed formats, and the limited environment it once appeared in has since faded in popularity due to draft boosters being out of print. In spite of this, however, it is still a magnificent piece of game design. Target creature gets +2, -2 until end of turn. A design initially simple yet endlessly complex in its applications. With but one singular line of text, it offers the player a myriad of options. It can be used to power up a creature, provided it can withstand the 2 loss of toughness. It can be used to kill a weak creature. There are even some cases not immediately obvious, such as in response to a kin tree invocation, which makes the resulting token weaker. In addition to its mechanical charms, the card also offers an enjoyable artistic experience. The card's flavor text, the rumor that contact with Flowstone would reveal Phyrexian sleeper agents was spread mostly by Phyrexian sleeper agents, offers an interesting piece of world building, giving readers insights as to the methods the Phyrexians employed during the second invasion of Dominaria. Bulk to me encapsulates all of what made and continues to make the trading card game hobby appealing to me, with each individual card acting as a complete work of art deserving of recognition. It is one of the greatest tragedies of the hobby that for most of these cards, once the pack has been cracked and the rare extracted, they are discarded, doomed to persist only in a cardboard sarcophagus surrounded by naught but their own wretched brethren, never to see the light of the kitchen table. The tragedy is only heightened when these cards are thrown away, a great loss of potential joy someone could have experienced from these magnificent pieces. Where is the love for the artist that spent hours working to make an illustration for a card that just gets forgotten once the limited format goes out of style? Or for the designer who had to consider how an otherwise simple set of rules would interact with the other cards in both the set and the game as a whole? For those of you who have a lot of bulk and don't want it collecting dust, I would recommend finding an enjoyable means of interacting and appreciating it. Try putting together a handful of decks consisting of only what you can find and pit them against each other. Power restrictions need not apply when the barrier to entry is so low. When untethering yourself from the typical power-focused optimization searching culture of constructed Magic, you might learn to appreciate the game more. If that doesn't seem appealing, then you could try your hand at card altering, the practice of using art methods to change cards to meet a certain aesthetic style. This can range from minor changes such as adding some extra colors with a few markers, to full painting layered over the card, creating a one-of-a-kind piece of art attached to the game piece. Don't worry about ruining them. If the cards only cost a few cents a piece, the mistakes don't really matter. If you still don't wish to keep them, maybe try handing them off to a kid at your local game store without many cards to the name. I can attest that if it weren't for a few kind strangers gifting me their unwanted bulk when I was new to the hobby, I may have never as gotten invested as I did. With the way Magic specifically has been operating recently, it can feel easy to feel the spark that once made the hobby exciting start to fade. I'm asking then, take a step back and remind yourself what it is that even made the game appealing in the first place. To understand what it is that brings you joy and how to make it your own. Reclaim happiness from the clutches of corporations. Understanding and appreciating bulk is but one of many methods to do so. If that means quitting Standard, so be it. If that means quitting Commander, so be it. Even if it means quitting Magic altogether, so be it. Life is too short to keep yourself shackled to that which doesn't bring you happiness. The game will still be there should you decide to return.